The first thing that slipped from my hands wasn't my drink. It was my entire past. One second I was standing on the upper deck of a luxury cruise, watching the endless blue ocean shimmer beneath the afternoon sun. The next, my glass shattered against the polished wooden floor because the woman walking toward me was someone who should have been impossible to see. For years earlier, I had buried my wife. I had stood beside her coffin, watched the earth cover it, and spent every day afterward learning how to survive a life that no longer felt worth living. Yet there she was, wearing a flowing white dress, smiling beside another man as if the last 4 years had never happened. My heart stopped beating, my knees weakened, and the world around me disappeared into complete silence. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us never to give up hope, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means more than you know. For 4 years I had blamed fate for stealing the only person who ever truly understood me. Emily had supposedly died in a terrible boating accident during a business trip overseas. The authorities recovered personal belongings, witnesses confirmed the tragedy, and after weeks of searching they declared there was no hope. Without a body, there were still questions, but everyone told me I had to accept reality. Eventually I signed the papers, attended the memorial service, and tried to move on. I sold our family home because every room echoed with memories. I stopped celebrating birthdays, avoided anniversaries, and buried myself in work because staying busy hurt less than remembering what I had lost. Friends insisted I deserved another chance at happiness, but my heart refused to listen. Every relationship I tried to build ended before it truly began because I compared everyone to Emily. She had been my best friend before becoming my wife, and losing her felt like losing the future we had spent years dreaming about together. I never imagined life could surprise me again until the company I worked for rewarded its senior employees with a 7-day luxury cruise through the Caribbean. I almost declined the invitation, but something inside me whispered that maybe a change of scenery would finally help me breathe again. Instead, the cruise became the beginning of the greatest mystery of my life. The woman I saw looked exactly like Emily. The same graceful walk. The same smile that always appeared before she laughed. Even the tiny birthmark near her shoulder was visible beneath her elegant dress. Every detail was identical. She wasn't a stranger who merely resembled my wife. She was my wife. I followed them from a distance, convinced I had lost my mind. The man beside her was wealthy, confident, and protective. They laughed together while enjoying the ocean view, and every smile they shared felt like another knife sinking into my chest. Questions raced through my mind faster than I could answer them. Had she faked her death? Had our entire marriage been a lie? Why would someone disappear without a single message to the person who loved them most? Eventually she turned around. Our eyes met. The smile vanished from her face instantly. For a brief second, time stood still. Shock filled her expression before fear quickly replaced it. She grabbed the man's arm, whispered something urgently, and they hurried toward the opposite end of the ship. That single reaction told me everything I needed to know. She recognized me. I wasn't imagining things. The next 24 hours became a desperate search through restaurants, entertainment halls, swimming decks, and luxury lounges. Every time I thought I had found them, they disappeared again. Sleep became impossible. I replayed every memory from our marriage, searching for clues I had somehow ignored years before. Then something unexpected happened. Early the next morning, a folded note appeared beneath my cabin door. It contained only one sentence. Meet me alone at sunrise on the rear deck if you truly want the truth. I barely slept another minute. As the first light touched the ocean, I walked toward the empty deck where the waves crashed gently behind the moving ship. She was already there, standing alone with tears streaming down her face. For several long moments neither of us moved. We simply stared at each other, separated by 4 years of grief, unanswered questions, and unimaginable pain. She looked older than I remembered, not because of wrinkles but because sorrow had settled into her eyes. It was the face of someone carrying a burden too heavy to bear. She explained that the boating accident had been real, but it had uncovered something far more dangerous. She had accidentally witnessed an international financial crime involving powerful people. Before she could return home, government investigators convinced her that disappearing was the only way to stay alive. Her official death became part of a witness protection operation so secret that even her closest family could never know the truth. Any attempt to contact me would have exposed my life to the same danger. For years she had lived under another identity. The man I saw with her wasn't her husband. He was the federal agent assigned to protect her. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to scream about the years I had spent grieving someone who had secretly been alive. But as she spoke, I realized she had suffered too. She had watched my life from a distance whenever investigators allowed it. She knew when I sold our house. She knew when my father passed away. She knew I had spent every Christmas alone. She had cried through every milestone she was forbidden to share. Neither of us had been free. Both of us had been prisoners of circumstances beyond our control. The investigation had finally ended only weeks before the cruise. She had chosen this vacation because she believed anonymity among thousands of passengers would allow her to experience normal life again before deciding whether to contact me. She never imagined fate would place us on the same ship. As the sun climbed higher over the horizon, I realized forgiveness wasn't about pretending the pain never happened. Forgiveness was about refusing to let pain destroy whatever hope remained. Some wounds never fully disappear. Some losses change us forever. But sometimes life returns what we believed was gone, though never in the way we expected. We spent the rest of the voyage slowly rebuilding trust instead of pretending the missing years never existed. We shared stories of lonely birthdays, sleepless nights, silent tears, and dreams that refused to die. We couldn't erase the past, but we could choose not to waste the future that had somehow been given back to us. By the time the cruise reached its final destination, I understood something that grief had hidden from me for years. Love isn't measured by perfect circumstances. It is measured by what survives impossible ones. The woman I had mourned was standing beside me once again, and although our journey would never be simple, we had been given another chance that many people never receive. If this story touched your heart, please type "Never Lose Hope" in the comments below. We'd love to know you're watching with us. And if this emotional journey reminded you that hope can survive even the darkest seasons, please like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep stories like this alive, and you never know whose heart they might heal next.